Statement, or you just want them to throw some questions at you?
Yeah, we're very excited to be going to the Roadies Humanitarian Bowl. From the end of the Toledo game till Sunday, we really weren't sure where we were going, and so we had to put a whole bunch of schedules together of, what if Toronto, what if Detroit, what if DC, what if Boise, and it was nice to have that settled. And the other thing is just, we've heard from so many of our colleagues in the coaching profession that the Humanitarian Bowl is really a well-run bowl. That already getting the schedule, there's a lot of things for our players to do. Everything I have heard is that they really run a first-class affair, and we're excited, to have the matchup with Idaho. So, we just found this out Sunday, and I've been on the road recruiting. So really, we don't know a lot about Idaho, except obviously their record 7-5. We know they've had a great turnaround there. Their head coach, Coach Aki, our John McDonnell, actually coached him when they were at Weber State, and worked with him at Washington State, or just has great respect for him and says he's a really good coach, and we expect a hard-fought game against a well-coached team.
How rewarding is this bowl bid given the up-and-down season?
It's awesome. It's great. I mean, this was really a goal of our programs, and with this we've hit about every goal we set for the season except for winning the MAC, and now we have a chance to continue our season. They have this extra practice time, not only for our upperclassmen who get to stay a team, but for our younger players, and we've been giving our red shirts a lot of reps, and it helps develop them. So it's nothing but positive.
Now, I guess usually, first-year coaches, sometimes there's a transition year before they have success. Are you surprised at all with the success this year you guys had? I'm
not surprised, because I really thought with the guys in the program that we would have a chance to have a good season this year. I can tell you at 1-4, I was a little concerned, but like I've said many times, our practice attitude, our work habits never changed. And I think if you look back, obviously the win at Kent was a huge win to come back the way we did, and then you come in and you beat Ball. And then obviously the win at Buffalo was critical. And it got in a roll, and I thought our defense, once PJ came back, started playing with more confidence. And I think late in the year we played at the level we probably, I wish we'd have played at all year. But better late than never.
Coach, over the years you've been a head coach, do you evaluate, or do you compare one year to another? And if so, how does this year compare to some of your previous years?
Well, this has been, I really think, every year I've been in coaching, I've learned something. And I think, a couple of things. I think my first year as a head coach at Fordham, my first year as a head coach at Richmond, and my 1 year at Tennessee, I think really helped me in terms of this year, of trying to make the transition smoother, trying to really embrace the senior class and giving them an opportunity to lead the football team. And continually challenge the players and make sure that we're getting better, but at the same time, always make them feel that they are part of the process working with me and not against us. And I think that to me will be the great memory from this year, is that how many players on our team and how many of the seniors jumped on with a new coaching staff. And of all the transitions I've been part of, this was probably the most seamless. And I think that's a credit to our players. I think I've also learned a lot in my years of doing this that probably helped that too.
Not to ask you to give away any secrets, but you're going to have quite a bit of time to work on what they do. Are you concerned, though, that they have so much time to work on what you do to stop Freddie and Tyler, him with his experience as defensive coordinator in the Pac-10? Mm-hmm. Are you going to change some things offensively then?
Yeah, I mean, you got to mix some things up. The one thing about bowl games is instead of 1 week to prepare, that you may really have an in-depth study of 4 or 5 games. With the amount of time you have for a bowl game, you can really look at everything they did the whole year. And it becomes, instead of a 4 or 5 game breakdown, a 10 game breakdown. And I'm sure they'll be well prepared. And we have some issues of ourselves. They have a great offense. They got a good quarterback, outstanding receivers. In a lot of ways, the formula that they've won with is very similar to ours. And I think it's going to come down to what defense can step up and make stops, because they have a very explosive offense as well. We've struggled on defense and need to find ways to get off the field. And they have the same challenge. But the hard thing about these bowl games is when they first happen, and we're going 1,000 miles an hour right now in other things. I mean, I've been on the road recruiting yesterday. I'm going out today. I'm going down to Orlando with Freddie tomorrow for the ESPN Home Depot Award Show. There's a point that we've got to settle down. And right now some of our coaches are starting to look at Idaho film. But, when you play a team that you're really not familiar with in a conference you haven't played against, there's a big learning curve. And, it's like a non-conference game against a team. Like when we played Troy, we're watching Troy dominate everybody that they play, but we're not sure, okay, where would this compare to the MAC? And I think it's the same challenge with Idaho.
How much do you plan to change your practice routine? Because yesterday talking to Tyler, he said that, maybe you had more philosophy of, having fun with it. This is a reward.
Well, it is, and I told the players that, because I asked when we got the bowl bid, okay, what went wrong at the GMAC Bowl? I said, why a team that was 8-4 did we play so poorly? And I already had an idea what I wanted to do, but I wanted to hear what the players had to say. We want to represent ourselves well. The bowl game is a reward, and I do not want to grind our players, and I'm not going to make them go through double days and have it just be, spring football again, summer camp again. But at the same time, we're not going out to Boise to just have a good time. I mean, we want to go there and we want to represent ourselves well. We want to represent the conference well, and we're going out there to win a game. And there's a certain amount of preparation and work that has to go into that. And I think that's the big thing our players have to understand. Yes, it is a reward, okay, but there's also a purpose to the trip. And there's going to be a time to work and a time that we have to get things done. And we've got to have the same focus that we had during the season. Now, because we have so much time, there's got to be times that you let them enjoy the experience. So we're going to have to let them, enjoy Boise and all the things that they can do out there and all the different events. Because I want this to be something that every year the players say, we want to go to a bowl because our bowl experience was so great. We had such a great time. We became closer as a football team. And there's a bunch of great memories. But one of those memories, you want it to be winning the game. And so it's a balance. It's a balance that you want them to enjoy it. You want them to have fun, but we also want to be a very prepared, very focused football team when it kicks off on the 30th.